I learned this from Dan Gilbert in Quicken Loans. He has like 19 isms that, his company lives by. And the one I love the most says, innovation is rewarded, execution is worshipped. So what I learned of being around Dan Gilbert is like, your money changes when you execute. I realized I didn't have a right concept of success. Now I understand success is accomplishing what you say you're going to accomplish. It's getting done what you say you're going to get done. And let's be honest, if you were to sit back and do a percentage on what you said you were going to do in a time span, like how would you grade yourself? If you're saying 70, you're a C. If you're saying 80, you're a B. 90, you're an A. 100%. And so I said, if I could execute every single time. So as I began to look at my life, I realized, and this is for Eric Thomas, if I say I'm going to work out 21 days in a row and nobody knows about it, nobody knows I'm going to work out for 21 days, I can kind of sneak away with, I'll do 30, I'll do 10, cheat here, cheat there. But when I call somebody and say, hey, I'm going to work out for 21 days, I need you to hold me accountable, a part of my working out has absolutely nothing to do with working out. It has absolutely nothing to do with my health. It has absolutely nothing to do with me caring about my body. It has everything to do with, I told you I was going to do it, and I don't want you to call me and ask me did I do it, and I have to tell you I didn't do it. So I realized that every man is where he is because when he says he's going to do something, not only does he do it, but he does it in a certain time frame and with a certain quality. And if I have a group of people who can call me every day and say to me that you say you're going to do that, you say you're going to do that, listen to me. My first book took me 10 years to finish. And I did not finish my book until a good friend of mine, Kagia, within a span of about a year or two, kept calling me every week and say, did you finish yet? What chapter are you on? Wow. All right, when is it going to be done? And I want to be honest. He got on my last nerves. and I think just the whole disappointing him, I just was like, I'm tired. And so I finished that book, and I finished the second book before he could ask me about a second book and send him the second book when it was finished. Like, shut up. Like, don't call me. Don't ask me about it. Same thing with school. I had finished all my coursework, didn't start the dissertation, and I would be on the road, and people say, E.T., you said 3 years ago on one of your TGIMs that you was going to get your PhD. How's the PhD coming? I got tired of people asking me, when is the PhD? When are you going to finish? Are you finished yet? When are you going to finish? And so a part of my success has been being brave enough to say it. And I'm not saying it because I thought I could actually do it, but saying it so I could be held accountable. And then once people start holding me accountable, boom, I just didn't want to seem like a liar. I didn't want to let people down. So if you're an entrepreneur, I challenge you to get out of the dark corners, the dark spaces, of having these goals and dreams that nobody knows about. And I challenge you to take your dreams and goals and share it. Now, here's the other part. For me, that's critical. I always think about, if I don't execute, how is that going to hurt my family? How is that going to hurt my friends? So if I don't execute, what type of Christmas are we talking about? Like, we can't come to Cali if I'm not executing. You know what I'm saying? Like, my son, first year of school, I paid cash for him to go to school. You can't pay cash tuition if you're not executing. If you're not getting engagements, right? So each one of my children have their own car to get to school. You can't buy your kids vehicles when you're not executing. My wife has a car. Just took her to Hawaii. She only works 12 hours a week. She can't do those things. And mind you, it was diagnosed a year and a half ago. She had a chronic illness of 6 to 7 legions on her brain. Imagine if I wasn't an executor, my wife would still have to work 40 hours. There are women with the same disease that my wife has that have to work 40 hours. Why? Because their husband didn't execute. So they got to get up and go to work, even though medically it's not healthy. They still got to get up and go to work. My wife does not have to get up and go to work. She wants to work, so she does 12 hours. Why? Because I executed. And I realize now execution in business is like a heart beating as it relates to your body. Once that heart stops, that's it for your body. When you're not executing as a business person, as an entrepreneur, it's over for you. The day you're just talking You're spending hours, you're talking about what you're going to do. You're spending hours visualizing. You're spending hours. Look, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I think you can appreciate this. I don't even do lunch like I used to do with people anymore. Why? Because I realize a lot of people want to do lunch and just talk.
Yeah.
Like we just spent an hour talking, 30 minutes drive. That's 2 hours. I could have been making money in those 2 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
I could have been executing. So I'm not against mentoring.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not against meetings, but a lot of the meetings that I attend, it's a bunch of jargon.
Yeah.
It's wasted space, wasted time. And so I'm going to say, I guarantee you this year could be the best year of your life if you execute more. I'm not saying you're not executing, but I'm telling you, if you were to execute 100% of the time, you probably would add another comma to your income, another zero to your income just by executing within the time frame you say you're going to do it, and executing with excellence. Just do those three things, and I guarantee you're going to go to a whole nother level.